That's only been inside our APES class, and that was just to show the students, like, show the differences in like watt usage and such. But showing it to more students, I think, would actually be a really good idea.
Maybe during Earth Week or something.
Yeah, exactly.
About the lunch thing, do you think if you had great food on your campus, more students would stay on campus, or is it a social thing just to leave?
No, it's definitely, I know the reason a lot of my friends like to leave is because the food, we recently had we had two cafeterias. We had one, the school's cafeteria, and we had the culinary class cafeteria. The culinary one closed down because it was taking money away from the school one, because the food was so much better here. And the school, I've tried the school cafeteria food, and it is not good. I go there when I have like $3 in my pocket and I have nothing else to do. I know, I can almost guarantee if this food was like it was like Pinewood, I know has gourmet food. They have, my brother goes to Pinewood, they have great food.
Thank you.
She does fine with
I was just curious if it's a social thing or if it's something that really would attract students.
It would definitely, it's the food. It's not necessarily, we see kids all the time. You know, it's usually on brunch, there's probably about, almost every single student's on campus at brunch. For lunch, the quad's empty. There's no one there. Everyone's going out to lunch or going home.
Is part of that problem that it's an open campus for all 4 years? Is Homestead open campus for all 4 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But also we have a nice complex right by, but I noticed that people drive to get to that complex even though it's like a 5-minute walk, so it doesn't make much sense. But people, I think at Homestead it's also a social thing, like, oh, you have a car, then let's go out to lunch together. And so, and you can go farther, you can go to places that they like more, and so.
Some kids I also know, they try and, with the car, they'll try and get farther to better places. Like a lot of kids try to go to Chipotle for lunch, go down to Costco, that area, In-N-Out Burger. It's nice when you have a free period. You obviously can't do it with a bike, and you know, who wouldn't want Chipotle for lunch? I take that over any cafeteria.
Is budget a concern at all? Is $5, $6 a good lunch price?
Most people, I know I'm pretty cheap when it comes to lunch. Most people I know will spend around $10 to $15 for lunch. They will, yeah.
Yeah, you would think it'd be like an issue to go out to lunch every single day, but I know a lot of people that go.
Andrew, you mentioned that showing pictures, in your opinion, is much more effective than statistics and so on. What are the media that you use at Altos High to show those pictures? How do you get the images to the students?
Usually through the announcements helps a lot, because the students would, you know, during second period, it's great to watch the announcements instead of listening to your teacher lecture. I love doing that. But yeah, definitely through the announcements, through posters, but that's just for events. You can show different pictures. You can have different speakers come, PowerPoints. You know, at the last green team meeting I used, I tried to suck people in by showing them pictures of the garbage dump, and our overall membership increased because of that, I think. But yeah, I think because you know, it's much more just the visual aid kind of helps rather than just straight words.
So I guess another question I have for you, both of you, is do you find there are a lot of opportunities for kids your age to volunteer at green events?
Yeah, we do actually care about those events. We try usually to go for the weekly events, because when you have weekly events, it just gets routine and you know exactly what you're supposed to do every single time. I was kind of discouraging. I wasn't the one who organized the expo, but I was kind of, yeah, no, it's fine. It just, basically I'm kind of discouraging, you know, one event, like one big event every month or something like that, because you really don't know what the event's gonna be. And the problem with outside organizations sometimes is that, you know, when you send members to that, it doesn't work out, then you know, obviously it's your fault because you should have researched that. That's why I like to usually just do weekly green team events. Go to Redwood Grove, because that's been a great event for us. You just go and do different cleanups. We should have done coastal cleanup today. That's probably my fault. We had a lack of membership. But yeah.
And do you announce those in the break, what is it, the announcements during the week at school? Do those go out to the whole student body?
The different events?
The different events?
Just in green team, just the different events, yeah.
Yeah, at Homestead, yes, there's definitely those options are available to you, except you just have to look kind of hard. I mean, remember my freshman and sophomore years, I had no idea about any of the environmental things that we could do around just sort of like going coastal cleanup and these trash pickup days and such. So for them, I think it's a lot more important about getting the underclassmen, more so than the upperclassmen, who are a little more up to date on what's going on, I guess.
So among the U.S. voters and residents in general, there's kind of a politicization about whether or not you're seeing
definitely think that, just because we live in such a liberal area currently, there aren't too many conservatives at Los Altos. I know a few people come up to Green Team and just try and challenge us for the Founding Mountain Club Day. But you don't see that too much at the high school, in my opinion. Most people do believe in global warming. They understand the facts, but they do want to see the facts at the same time. I know some people in different areas of the country, they just they hear something and they immediately believe it. I don't think that's really true at this area, but other high schools, that's definitely true.
Yeah, at Homestead, I'd say people are pretty knowledgeable about what's going on, and it's like the thing that actually not angers me, but it's just like confuses me the most is the people who fall under the assumption that it's global warming and only global warming, and then they'll like look at it and they'll be like, oh, it's colder this month. This doesn't mean there's anything wrong, and it's like no.
Our Congress feels that way.
Yes, yeah, and it's like no, you just have to look at everything that's going on and say that's changing all over the world. Yeah, at Homestead I'd say it's pretty knowledgeable and they understand, or better than not better than some other schools, but they're looking for the right word. They just understand a lot. They understand what's going on a lot better than other places, I guess.
There's actually a great South Park episode where they satirize this, and someone breaks them and they blame it on global warming, and then global warming attacks everybody. And it was pretty funny. It was one of my favorite episodes. But it's you see this in the public a lot. They just assume everything's global warming. That's the main problem. It isn't the main problem. The main problem is pollution. It's species reduction. It's habitat destruction, stuff like that.
And did you publish a calendar of your Green Team events?
We don't have a calendar. I think we tried to go and start it a couple of years ago, but that didn't really work too well.
Facebook, do you use anything?
We
like
use
that?
Facebook, yes.
Become a fan of Greentown, and you can post to our wall